What's up, guys? Sonny the Badger here. New weekend project. So most of you know we're getting ready to head to Sturgis here in a couple weeks. Got Mama Badger's bike back here behind me, and she needs a new rear tire. And generally I take it to my local shop to have my new rear tire done. But with all the troubles I've had with all the shops, and I've never had any trouble with this shop, and the time it takes, because they're about an hour away, and then I have to wait for a couple hours and then an hour back, so it's about 4 hours out of my day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change it myself. So I bought the tire tools. I'm gonna use balance beads to balance it, and I'm gonna install it myself. So that's what today's video is about. All right, guys, so I already pulled the bags off, no big deal. We're gonna get that back wheel off, and then we're going to change the tire. I got a couple tools to do it with, so I've never used them. We're gonna see what happens with them. All right, guys, so since this isn't a how-to video, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rear wheel off, and then we'll pick up when it comes time to change the actual tire. All right, guys, so I did get a couple of tools to do this job. You don't have to have these. I just got them because I thought it would be easier to have something to set the tire on. So basically this holds the tire, and then you've got your bead breaker here, and you break the bead on the tire, and then you can use that whole contraption to hold it in place. You can see you can actually lug nut it down so that it stays in place. But we're gonna give it a try. All right, guys, so I already pulled the valve core off. Let's see if we can break this bead. There it is. One side down. Hi guys, so it took me 20 minutes to take that one off, and I struggled quite a bit. For my first time, I didn't expect a whole lot less. So let's see how long it takes me to put it back on. Remember, these are directional, so make sure that you put them on the right direction, or you're gonna have to be taking them off and putting them on again, or you're gonna run them for a while and ruin the tire. So make sure you put them on the right direction, and let's see how long it takes to put it back together. Hi guys, so it took me 5 minutes to get one side on, so you figure at least 5 minutes for the next side. And one thing I don't want to forget is my balance beads. You can put them in through the valve stem with a special tool. I don't have that tool, but you can also put them in when you're installing the tire. So I'm going to make sure and get these in there. I sprayed it down with water that time. I'm going to spray it down with Windex, is what they recommend, and see if it goes any easier. All right, guys, time for a final wrap up. As you can see, it's actually a different day. I got done mounting the tire and then had to take off and do something else. So I figured I'd finish the video up today. So all in all, it took me a little over an hour to mount the tire and dismount the tire. And then, of course, removing the rear wheel is another part of that. So you probably got another half an hour there. So it took me probably an hour and a half total amount of work to put the rear tire on. Now, I feel like I could probably put another tire on next time a lot faster. So maybe cut that entire job down to an hour. But for me, an hour and a half was fine. It was perfectly worth it, especially being that it was my very first one. And I learned a few things about what to do, about the tools I bought and how I would make them better. So I'll go over that stuff real quick with you, and then of course you can make your decision from there. There'll be links to the tools I used in the description of this video should you guys want them. So first things first, that would be this right here. The tire holder and bead breaker. So real quick, the things that I would change on it, let me adjust this so that you can kind of get a better view here. All right, so the biggest thing I would change on this is they have little plastic pieces here. You can see it. They're kind of meant to protect your rim. They're junk. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to get a pool noodle, cut the bottom of it, and I'm going to take the noodle and slide it around that so I get a really good protection for my wheel rather than these little plastic things that actually move around. So that would be one big thing that I'm going to change. And then the other thing is I bought these Bead Pro tire tools. Kind of what everybody recommended, so I went with them. Here's what I found out. Since I have a bead breaker here, these actually have a bead breaker on them. Since I have a bead breaker, I don't need the bead breaker, so I just needed the spoon. They have spoons out there with really nice, like contoured handles. These really hurt my hands when I was trying to put the tire back on. So I was not a big fan of these. So if I were gonna do it again, and I've found some that I'm gonna buy, I'll put the link for them in here too. But I would get the nice screwdriver contoured handles, would make the job a lot easier for me. All right guys, so other than that, everything went pretty smoothly. We haven't put many miles on it to see how the beads are working, but I'll definitely do a video to let you know how the beads worked and what I think of them. But anyway, as far as changing your own tire, look, if you've got an hour and a half to spare and you would like to save yourself a little money, usually it's what, 100 to 150 bucks to replace a rear tire. You can buy all of the tools for that and then spend a little bit of your time working on your bike. But the reason I did it is because then I know that I've checked the rear brakes. I know that I've checked the belt. I know that I've checked the bearings. I know that I've checked everything out. Everything's torqued to spec and I'm ready to ride. So for me, that is a really big thing, especially if you travel as much as I do. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, if you like videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. You can ring the bell icon if you'd like to be notified every time we upload a new video. Leave us your comments. I try to respond to them all. And remember, guys, it's not about the destination. It's all about the ride. See you next week.